Court on a very sunny Tuesday around the grounds at Southwest 19, and we are ready for one of the most anticipated quarterfinals of these championships. It is Coco Gauff, it is Jessica Pegula. It's a pair of highly ranked Americans. Only one can make it through to the Final Four here at Wimbledon, as we are ready to go on what should be a terrific day of action here at Wimbledon. We say hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens, and welcome to the championships. Thanks for having us in for this quarterfinal match. Jessica Pegula and Coco Gauff, they are extremely familiar with each other. This is the 9th time that they have battled, but for the first time at a Grand Slam. We are so excited for this matchup here today, and it's going to be a very interesting environment for these two who have, as I mentioned, met 8 times. This is only their 3rd meeting on grass. Those prior 2 grass court meetings have been split 1-1. Players are out onto the court and are warming up as we speak. As I mentioned, very sunshiny day here in London. Temperature is climbing as the week goes on here. Temperature supposed to max out, forecasted to max out at about 88 Fahrenheit today. We're going to be in the 90s over the next 3 days, including on Thursday, which is, of course, the ladies' semifinals. Tremendous atmosphere, as I mentioned, for these two, both ranked inside the top 10. Coco Gauff into a quarterfinal at Wimbledon for the first time in her career. We all know that this is where she really broke out onto the scene all those years ago as a 15-year-old, beating Venus Williams, and her relationship with grass has been a bit tricky. The load has never made it to a quarterfinal here, but now she is into the last 8 at Wimbledon for the first time. This also matches Jessica Pegula's deepest run here. She was a quarterfinalist in 2023. For Gauff, she has had to go the distance in each of her last 3 matches. 3 3-set triumphs, including in a match tiebreak in the second round where it looked like she was done. Came from behind to beat Solana Sierra in a match tiebreak. Then in the next round, beating Claire Liu 6-2 in the 3rd set. And last time out on Sunday in the 4th round, a very tight match coming from a set down to beat Belinda Bencic 6-4 in the 3rd set. So it has not been the easiest of roads for Coco. On the other side, Jessica Pegula has dropped just 1 set. That was here on Sunday against Eva Jovic, where she came from a set down and won 6-3, 6-1 in the 2nd and 3rd sets as Pegula faces a 2nd straight American. Before that, though, it had been really straightforward victories for Pegula, beating Daria Vidmanova in the 1st round, Sarah Sorribes in the 2nd round, then Jessica Buzas-Monero in round 3. So we get set to go here on this terrific day in London. High temperatures and high drama here on Centre Court as we get set to go. With Coco Gauff at the Royal Box End, she will serve to start this quarterfinal. Does so with a let on the first serve. And tries again and thumps it down to the backhand of Pegula. Return is up the middle off forehand Gauff. That's deep. And Pegula's slice backhand is into the net. And Gauff with a big first serve there. And that has been the story for Coco. She has really improved her serving, which has let her down many times in the past, especially here at Wimbledon, as that last serve was at 107. First serve here misses for Gauff. Second serve, high ball toss put in. Body serve, which is fought off, but racketed long from Pegula. And it's a 30-love beginning for Coco Gauff. Mentioned the 8 meetings between these two. Gauff holds a very slight advantage in the head-to-head, or Pegula rather, has won 5 of the 8. Gauff, big first serve and a backhand return into the net from Pegula. And the serve really clicking, at least in this opening game. That one at 108 from Coco. Trying to really improve her serving game. Goes out wide here and misses. That has been one of the focal points for Coco over the last handful of months. Second serve is wide and it misses. It is a double fault, and that is where the serve has really let her down in the past, especially the second serve. Still well in control of this opening service game is the 2-time Grand Slam champion. Into the net on the first serve, winning her maiden Grand Slam title in New York at the U.S. Open 3 years ago, and then, of course, was the 2025 Roland Garros champion over Aryna Sabalenka in both finals. Backhand return by Pegula, forehand up the middle, deep, too deep from Gauff, and Pegula tries to work herself into this return game. From 40-love, it's 40-30. The quarterfinals on the ladies' side is quite incredible of a draw to look at as Gauff serves up the tee and misses. You could really pick any of the 8 ladies left, say they could make the final and win it. Gauff serves up the tee. Pegula swats the return back off forehand from Gauff. Stepping into a big backhand, Pegula up the middle from Gauff. Steered back by Pegula on the backhand wing, and Gauff is into the net. So 3 points to start for Gauff in a row. 3 points straight now for Pegula. Winner of this match will play on Thursday against either Naomi Osaka or Karolina Muchova in the semifinal. What a tremendous matchup that is between Muchova and Osaka. Gauff at deuce, serves to the backhand up. Pegula makes the return, and then the backhand is into the net from Gauff. So just like that, from 40-love, Pegula with a chance to break in the opening game of this quarterfinal. Be a really big letdown for Coco, who can't find the first serve here. It's into the net. And the second serve at the Royal Box Inn. Gauff, and that is into the net, and Pegula claims the opening game break, and that's the way this quarterfinal gets started. A dramatic start indeed, as Coco Gauff, serving tremendously to start, broke out to a 40-love lead, and then Pegula with 5 points in a row, helped out by a pair of Coco doubles, and Jessica Pegula from Western New York takes an immediate lead here. Late bloomer at age 32, of course, from the Pegula family, popular and famous in Buffalo, New York. Made the final of the U.S. Open a couple of years ago. This, as I mentioned, matches her deepest Wimbledon run. She was a quarterfinalist here in 2023. Serves at the Royal Box Inn, does Pegula, and goes up the tee. Hammered back by Gauff. Big cross-court forehand from Pegula. Up the middle is Gauff. Off-balance forehand by Pegula. Backhand cross by Coco. Pegula gets there. Sliced by Coco on an approach. And Pegula's there with a cross-court forehand that passes Gauff at the net. It's a forehand winner whacked by Pegula, who is striking the ball well early. Got to that slice in plenty of time, dug it out, and that is a terrific passing shot winner. Serves here out wide, driven back by Gauff. Backhand up the middle by Pegula. Steered cross-court by Gauff. Pegula on the defensive up with a lob that will not get over the net. As Gauff really took control of the return, got in control of the point straight away. As you see, Pegula the 4 seed, Gauff the 7 seed here for these championships. Pegula serves out wide. Gauff spoons the return back. Forehand up the line. Pegula on the serve +1, but Gauff is there to get it back. Pegula's at the net and hits a very solid cross-court volley winner for 30-15. Is a matchup worthy of a quarterfinal. You could say also worthy of a semifinal or even the final here on Saturday. Cookie has crumbled in the draw to put these two in the draw together in a quarterfinal matchup. 30-15. Pegula serves out wide. Gauff lifts the return back. Pegula at the net. Great timing on the drop shot. Lands softly for a drop winner, and Pegula looks to consolidate the opening game break. It's 40-15. Not only well struck on the drop shot, but it's also well timed. Pegula serves off the let court. It ricochets out of the service area. Of course, Gauff was up 40-love, but still lost serve, so Pegula knows she needs to keep her focus here from 40-15. Second serve is there. Gauff's big forehand return cross-court is wildly off target, and Pegula does indeed consolidate the opening game break, and it's a 2-love start for Jessica Pegula. Great start for Pegula. Here's Coco serving to the backhand of Pegula. And then the forehand by Gauff gets away from her, misses wide. Pegula has won 10 of the last 12 points. Gauff serves to the backhand, slipped back and long by Pegula. Tried to slice the return. Gauff serves. Backhand return by Pegula, really good. Gauff on the sprint, sliced it back short. Pegula steps into a backhand cross. She's at the net. Coco tries to pass her, but Pegula's volley is into the bottom of the net. It was really well done by Pegula. Got to the net very aggressively and covered off that passing shot attempt down the line. Just didn't hit a good enough volley. Gauff serves out wide, misses. Second serve from Coco, it's there. Driven return backing up the line. Pegula on the offensive. Sharp angle from Gauff. Oh my goodness, what an angle she found. And Pegula could never have gotten that back. And Pegula just with a great strike on that return. Should have won her the point, but Gauff finding an angle, reaching out and just stabbing that forehand down by her knee. Gauff serves out wide. Pegula again with another driven cross-court return up the line of forehand Gauff. Deep backhand Pegula, and Gauff on a backpedaling forehand. That finds the net. It's 40-30. Action on court number 1 with Yannick Sinner and Jan-Leonard Struff. We'll keep you updated with that match in the gentlemen's quarterfinal. Here's Gauff. Serves to the backhand of Pegula. Deep return up the middle. Up the middle goes Gauff with the backhand, and Pegula's forehand off the let cord and into the net. Gauff holds and gets on the board here in this quarterfinal. We're underway in this ladies' quarterfinal at Wimbledon. And Jessica Pegula with the early lead, an opening game break. Pegula to serve up 2-1. Good start to this all-American matchup here. Again, Centre and Struff over on the number 1 court. They are at 5-all in the first set, but Centre does have a break point in what has been a fairly lengthy first set over there on the number 1 court. Rest of the schedule today, you've got Zverev and Lehechka to finish. That's second here on Centre Court. Zverev's up 2-0, and it's 3-all in the third, so that match to finish here on Centre Court after Gauff and Pegula. And then Novak Djokovic and Felix Auger-Aliassime here on Centre Court. Number 1 court will have Naomi Osaka and Karolina Muchova following Centre and Struff. That is the singles lineup today. As after the change of ends, Jessica Pegula up a break, serving 2-1. Does so to the forehand of Gauff. Return is into the net. Pegula serves up the tee. Gauff able to block the return back, gets it deep to the backhand of Pegula. Off forehand, Gauff comes to the net. Pegula passes her. Tremendous backhand strike up the line, and Gauff just could not cover it off. And that's already the second passing shot winner we've seen from Pegula in this match. It was really all well done from Coco. It was a great approach shot, deep off forehand, got to the net quickly. Pegula just with a great shot. Here's a backhand return by Gauff. Slice forehand cross-court by Pegula. Gauff picks it out. Pegula with a backhand. Now cross-court from Gauff. Defended back by Pegula. And Gauff steps in to a backhand winner up the line. Just the third time they've ever met on grass. Gauff won in straight sets at Eastbourne in 2023. And then in 2024 in Berlin, Pegula with a straight set win, 7-5, 7-6. Serves to the forehand of Gauff. Backpedaling backhand by Pegula. Forehand is up the middle, but long from Coco. Centre, by the way, did get that break on Struff, so Centre is serving for the first set over on the number 1 court, 6-5. 40-15 from Pegula, serves out wide, good angle. And the forehand return cross-court is wide from Gauff, and Pegula holds for a 3-1 edge. And will just walk over to the chair umpire for something. Upper hand right now to Pegula as Gauff at the Royal Box Inn serves. Kick serve to the forehand of Pegula, picked up. Off forehand by Gauff. Slice backhand by Pegula. Dug out by Gauff. Sliced it up the line herself. Forehand cross Pegula. Now a cross-court forehand by Gauff, and Pegula slices that back, and then Gauff is into the net. Could not pick up that second Pegula slice, who has been utilizing that slice backhand extremely well here on the grass. Love 15, Gauff, high ball toss, service down into the net. Second serve is there. Forehand return up the middle, Pegula. Two-fisted backhand by Gauff. Forehand cross by Pegula. Miss hit by Gauff, but it lands just inside the baseline. Backhand deep by Pegula up the middle. And it just missed the baseline there from Pegula. That Gauff miss hit on the forehand, well, she was very fortunate that it landed just inside the baseline, and I think that caught Pegula out. 15 all, big serve out wide, scoop back by Pegula. Gauff at the net, ooh, trying to come in with a swinging overhead, and she misplays it into the bottom of the net. That return from Pegula very nearly went over her head. Gauff rushing the net for an overhead that she had to leap up for and put it into the net. She might have been better off letting that go over her head because it may have ended up going wide. Gauff serves, backhand return short by Pegula. Gauff steps up and this time hammers away the forehand at the net. Gauff at the royal box end of center court. Furthest away from us as we look at it. Thumps that return up the tee, and Pegula unable to get the return back. And there's the kind of serving that we were talking about earlier that Gauff has just tried to improve. That at 122 miles per hour. If she can ever get to the point where she can consistently serve like that, she's going to be incredibly hard to beat. First serve into the net. But it is getting the consistency of it down. Second serve is there. Pegula forehand return. Forehand cross from Gauff. Into the net goes Pegula. And Gauff holds. Still down the one break here. Through 5 games of this opening set. 5 minutes to 2 in London in this ladies' quarterfinal. Jannik Sinner, can he put away the first set against Jan Lennard Struff of Germany? Answer to that question is yes. Sinner holds for 7-5 and takes the first set in just over 45 minutes. So the world number 1 is up a set on Struff over on the number 1 court. Draw on the gentleman's side in the quarterfinals. Sinner, if he were to go on and win against Struff, he would face either Auger-Aliassime or Djokovic here on Friday in the semifinal. Bottom half of the draw, you've already got Cabali in the quarters after his upset of De Minaur. Of course, Ferry is there with his win over Dimitrov. Pegula to serve at the royal box end. And the son of center court serves to the backhand of Gauff. Deep return, backpedaling forehand by Pegula. Short ball by Gauff. Deep forehand in the corner from Pegula, and then a forehand off the let cord for Gauff, which crawls over the net, turns into a forehand winner for Coco as she throws up the hand in the fake apology that we love here in tennis, the fake apology. Love 15, serve up the tee, backhand return deep up the middle, Gauff, picked up by Pegula, backhand by Gauff, slice backhand up the middle by Pegula, steered back by Gauff, up the line Pegula, deep in the deuce court corner, Gauff gets it back, and then that backhand misfires from Pegula, trying to go up the line in the deuce court, it drifts wide, and Gauff, this is the best start to a return game that she has had. Love 30 serve misses from Pegula. Second serve is touched into the backhand of Gauff. Deep return, and it can't be picked up by Pegula off her shoelaces. The forehand is into the net, and Gauff will have 3 break points here. She has been able to get some really good returns on the Pegula serve, and first break point opportunity here for Coco. First serve misses wide from Pegula. Second serve is kicked in up the tee. Backhand return Gauff, and it's sliced into the net from Pegula, and a break to love gets Coco Gauff back on serve here in this opening set. So 3 games all. Gauff gets that break back that she gave up so cheaply in the opening game of the match. Gauff at the near end. Misses that serve out wide, slicing away. Second serve is there to the Pegula backhand, and the forehand into the bottom of the net from Gauff. Pegula with a really good return, but it took a rough bounce there on Coco. Gauff serves, left 15, deep to the forehand of Pegula, backpedaling off forehand by Gauff. It's short, backhand cross-court off the let cord from Pegula. Knifed back by Gauff, deep by Pegula on the backhand, and Gauff's backpedaling forehand is into the net. That was a strange point. Pegula was in control of it. The let cord, however, let Gauff get back into it. But Pegula, in the end, with a really good deep backhand, forcing Gauff back, and it's love 30. First serve misses into the net. First time these two have played this year. Played at the WTA Finals at the end of last year. Pegula won 6-2 in the third. Gauff's second serve is missed by a lot. And it's her third double fault, and after getting the break back, she will now face 3 break points. As you hear the crowd try to get behind Gauff here, it's love 40. Really stressed look on her face after that double fault. And misses the first serve here as well. Second serve, it's an extremely high ball toss, and it misses long, and it's back-to-back doubles that gives Pegula her lead back at 4-3. I mean, that ball toss was almost through the roof. Only slightly exaggerating. Has to be, for Pegula, a real gift after playing really a terrible service game herself just a moment ago. Glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday. If you're stateside, Tuesday morning. And of course, afternoon in London and the rest of Europe. No matter where you join us from, glad to have you with us as Jessica Pegula will serve with that break back in hand. 4-3, serves to the forehand of Gauff up the middle. Forehand is deep from Pegula, and into the net goes Gauff on the backhand wing. Last 2 games have been won by the returner at love. Pegula up the tee. Oh, it's a terrific serve, but it's called a let. That was one of the best serves she's hit so far. Still first serve. Into the backhand of Gauff. It's deep up the middle. Forehand by Pegula. Looped back by Gauff. Pegula lines up a backhand up the line. Gauff sends it right back that way with the forehand. Backhand cross by Pegula. Forked cross court by Gauff. Up the middle, Pegula. Gauff's there. Pegula sprinting side to side. Keeps defending. Gauff comes to the net. Slice backhand Pegula. Gauff with a good approach. Pegula's there to defend it back, but Gauff at the net easily volleys it for a winner. And a fist pump after from Coco. One of the best points we've seen so far. And Gauff just having Pegula side to side. 16-ball rally. It's 15 all. First serve does not find the tee from Pegula. Finds the second. Gauff with a really terrific return off backhand from Pegula. Great angle. Gauff gets it back. Then a deep cross-court forehand from Pegula. Short ball by Gauff. Pegula's at the net with a drop shot. Gauff is there to play it cross-court, and Pegula's unable to stash it back. There are some angles being found on this court by both ladies right now that's really tough to find. Pegula tried to go back door. Gauff was there to find it. And then Pegula with not nearly good enough of a drop shot at the net. Not really sure. She had so much of the ad court open, she could have just driven it up the line and behind Gauff. Pegula serves, misses it too long. As Gauff once again gets into this return game. Up the tee, Pegula makes the serve. Big, aggressive return, but it's long up the middle from Gauff on the forehand. Really tried to attack it. Did a bit too much, however. All serve by Pegula up the tee. Gauff shovels it back. Backpedaling forehand up the middle by Pegula to the forehand of Gauff. Off forehand, really good Pegula. Gauff defends it, but it's short of the net on her slice backhand, and Pegula gets to 40-30. It would feel like a real win to hold serve right here. As I mentioned, returner has won each of the last two games. Pegula serves up the tee. Gauff's able to get it back, but it's long on the forehand, so Pegula does hold and moves to within a game of this opening set here on Centre Court. Coco serving to stay in the first set. Big serve up the tee there is an ace, and a come on yelled out from Coco right there. At the Royal Box End, Gauff up the tee again. Pegula blocks it back, and it'll float long of the baseline. 30 love quickly. Trying to put the pressure on Pegula to serve out this set. Serve to the backhand of Pegula, short return, but a scooped forehand is into the net from Gauff. As that return got up on her quicker than she thought it would. .30-15 serve, misses up the tee. Second serve is there. Pegula forehand return up the line from Gauff. Backhand cross by Pegula to the backhand of Gauff. Knife back up the middle by Pegula. Down to a knee to hit the forehand Gauff. Good forehand into the deuce court corner from Pegula, who pulls out a drop shot. Oh, and it just skids off of the let cord and goes wide. It was a really well-timed drop shot from Pegula. And it just takes a touch on the let cord, and that takes it wide. .40-15. Great serve out wide from Gauff. Short ball in the return. Pegula. Gauff's to the net. Volleys it away. Good serve +1 there on the serve and volley from Gauff. And she does hold stays within a break and will make Pegula try to serve out this opening set at 5-4. Half hour in to this quarterfinal. And we'll see if Pegula can hold her serve and hold her nerve. Try to put away this opening set of this ladies' quarterfinal. Again, the other quarterfinal on the ladies' side today on the number 1 court following the match between Sinner and Struff, Naomi Osaka and Karolina Muchova. It's the winner of this match against the winner of that one to meet in the semifinals. That's at the top of the draw. Bottom of the draw, Marta Kostuk and Jasmine Polini, and then Linda Noskova and Elise Mertens. Really fantastic and intriguing quarterfinal field here on the ladies' side. As mentioned on the gentlemen's side, Sinner and Struff underway. Kabali and Ferry, Oje Aliassime and Djokovic later today, and then Taylor Fritz to play, more than likely, Alexander Zverev. He's up 2-0 on Yuri Lehechka. That match will finish today on center court following this match. Pegula serving for the set. Can't find the tee on her first serve. Second serve is there. Big return on the backhand, or forehand rather, deep from Gauff. And Pegula's unable to get the backhand back. Gauff turning the aggression meter up there on the return. By the way, Sinner does have a break in the second set on Struff. Up the tee goes Pegula, and the return swatted back wide by Gauff. It's a really good off-speed serve there up the tee from Pegula, who has won her last 3 major quarterfinal matches. She had lost each of her first 6 major quarterfinals. Serves here into the net. She's 3-0 in her last 3. Looking for that breakthrough major at age 32. Kicks the second serve in to a big forehand return up the middle and long from Gauff, who again really attacked the second serve return. Two points away from the set, Pegula. Missed the first serve again, going tee. Gauff has been attacking these second serve returns, but she's not stepping any closer to the baseline. Pegula scrapes it in. Off forehand return from Gauff. Took a lot off the return. Backhand cross Pegula, and pulling it up the line is Gauff, and it's wide. And Jessica Pegula has set points. Here's Pegula to wrap up the first set. High ball toss, serve down, thumped it up the tee. Missed it long. Tried to go big to wrap up the set. Goes out wide here. Gauff with a forehand cross return. Forehand knife back by Pegula, and into the net goes Coco Gauff, and the first set goes to Pegula. 32-year-old from Western New York, trying to make her first ever Wimbledon semifinal. She's got the upper hand here early, but Coco has been the comeback queen at a lot of majors here lately, and already here in this fortnight, she's got 3 3-set victories. 4-minute first set goes to Pegula, 6-4. Pegula winning 69% rather of her first serve points, and 56% of second serve points won from Pegula. That's a terrific number, and really the number that makes the biggest difference. Unforced errors, Pegula 6, Gauff 17. That's to just 6 winners to those 17 unforced from Gauff. Pegula just 3 winners herself. but 6 unforced. Pegula with a break in the opening game of the match. Gave up that break, but then got it back in the very next game, and then held out to win the first set 6-4. And Jessica Pegula with a great start. How will she finish this Wimbledon quarterfinal? Both players trying to get to their first ever Wimbledon semifinal. This is the first time in the quarters here for Coco, and again, you just never would have expected a handful of years ago when she broke on the scene here at age 15, beating one of her childhood idols, Venus Williams, that it would be such a difficult road on the grass for Coco, but it has been. She has just left the court, has Coco Gauff here at the end of this first set, which you don't see very often, especially in the women's game. But she has just left the court after dropping this first set. Just saw a lot of stressful looks on her face during that set. Obviously, these two know each other extremely well. 9th meeting between these two, 3rd on grass, and the first time they have met in 2026. Pegula with a slight 5-3 edge in those prior 8 meetings, 1-1 against each other on grass. As mentioned earlier, they played each other in Eastbourne 3 years ago. Gauff won that in straight sets. Then in 2024 in Berlin, Pegula with a very tight 2-set win, 7-5, 7-6. Gauff is back on court. Again, 3 straight 3-set wins for Gauff here in these championships, including winning a match tiebreak against Sorana Sierra in the second round. Ready for the second set to get underway with Coco Gauff serving and catching the ball toss. Struff, by the way, got that break back, and it's 2-all in the second against between he and center as a forehand return by Pegula hits the let cord, scooped up the line by Gauff, who's at the net, and Pegula with a cross-court backhand winner. That is the 3rd time she's hit a passing shot winner in this match, Pegula. Love 15. Serve up the tee, blocked back by Pegula. Gauff has time to set up the backhand up the line, comes to the net. Pegula tries to pass her this time, but the forehand cross is long. Mentioning those Gauff 3-set wins already in these championships. Of course, the last of those on Sunday against Belinda Bencic after dropping the first set. Gauff serves into the net. She did take the first set in her second and third round matches that ended up going 3 against Sierra and Lou. Another double fault from Coco as that second serve is into the net. That's the 4th double of the match from Gauff. And those make that 5 double faults rather from Coco. That stressed look on her face won't go away if those continue. Serve to the forehand of Pegula, deep return, backpedaling backhand deep by Gauff. Cross-court Pegula, and Gauff's into the net, trying to pull that backhand up the line. Hasn't gotten it over the highest part of the net there. And Pegula, who broke in the opening game of the first set, has 2 break points in the opening game of the second. High ball toss, serve out wide though is terrific, and the chipped return is short of the net from Pegula. And that high ball toss is what leads to so many of these serving issues for Coco. Came into Wimbledon leading the WTA Tour in double faults. Cracked a really good serve there. Another break point. Serve to the backhand of Pegula, up the middle, the return, backhand from Gauff. Deep forehand from Pegula, and it's just long, and 2 break points saved by Gauff, gets it to deuce. Missed opportunity there from Pegula. Gauff at the near end. Serves up the tee, backhand return, chipped long from Pegula, and Gauff with 3 points on the trot here. Try to get off to a better start to this set than she did the first. Game point. Serve up the tee, misses. Second serve is there. Big return from Pegula on the forehand. Looped up the middle, Gauff. Off forehand from Pegula, really good. Gauff unable to get that back, and it's deuce again. Haven't seen Pegula at the net very much. Was coming up there. Hit a great approach shot. Approach shot just turned into a winner. That first serve there from Gauff didn't put a lot behind it and still missed. Second serve is there. Pegula backhand return. Gauff off forehand comes to the net. Pegula slice backhand. Volley by Gauff. Now a lob by Pegula. It's over Gauff's head. She has to run down and get a backhand. Off forehand Pegula, who comes to the net, and Gauff passes her with a backhand winner. Up the line into the deuce court. Tremendous point there. And Gauff now, it's her turn to come up with a passing shot winner. It's a lovely lob from Pegula. Gauff did a great job backpedaling to get to it. Got a really good shot on it. Big serve out wide by Gauff. Chipped return by Pegula. That's long, and Gauff with a fist pump as she saves a couple of break points and holds serve to start the second. That feels like a very important hold of serve. It's about a 6-minute long game. But Gauff fights through it. Change of ends, and it will be Pegula to serve. And let's see where her level is. Will there be a dip, like we see so often from set to set? Serve out wide. Gauff whips a forehand return wide. Of course, we talked about Gauff with the 3-set wins here already in these championships. She's been really good at winning in 3-setters in majors in her life. Serve here to the backhand of Gauff. Deep return picked up by Pegula. Off forehand is into the net from Gauff. Coco in her career in majors has won 77% of her matches. It's gone 3 sets. That's the 3rd best winning percentage all time in the open air on the women's side in major matches that go 3 sets. Pegula misses the first serve. Second serve is also missed. It's a double fault from Pegula, which you don't see often from her. At 77% winning percentage of major 3-setters for Coco, that's behind only Steffi Graf and Wendy Turnbull. Serve to the backhand of Gauff, and a good body serve by Pegula. Gauff unable to guide that return back into play. It's 40-15. It's ahead of Billie Jean King. Well, it's ahead of everybody else, aside from Turnbull and Graf. 40-15 serve, backhand reply by Gauff. Backhand is up the middle from Pegula. Forehand cross deep by Gauff off the let cord from Pegula. Guided back by Gauff, off forehand from Pegula. Just missed the angle as it drifts wide. Pegula at the near end. Toss up, serve down. Forehand reply by Gauff. Pegula on the run with a drop shot. Gauff gets to that with plenty of time to spare and strikes a cross-court forehand winner. That was probably the poorest drop shot we've seen Pegula hit to this point. Gauff had tons of time to get to it, and with her speed that we talk about all the time, she got there with tons of time to spare. And it's deuce from 40-15. First serve in the net from Pegula. Second serve is there. Gauff drives a backhand return, steered back by Pegula, and into the net goes Gauff, who was in control of that point off a hammered return. Lets Pegula off the hook right there. She makes another error, this time on that backhand wing. Forehand let her down a lot in the first set. Game point again for Pegula. Serve to the backhand of Gauff. The return is long, and Pegula holds. Both players struggling to hold their serve in the opening service games of the second set, but they both do it. After a 34-minute first set, it's taken 13 minutes to play the first two games of the second. Gauff up the tee on this serve, shoveled back by Pegula. Return is up the middle and long. 119 on that serve from Coco. Really hitting them. It's all about the consistency. Serve into the net from Gauff. Has 5 double faults, and they've not come at particularly good times either. This one's there to the backhand of Pegula. Cross-court forehand is wild from Gauff, as that flies high and wide. All serve. Gauff has once again found net on the first. Second serve is there. Pegula drives the backhand. Flat backhand cross-court from Gauff. Two-fisted backhand of Pegula. Deep forehand. Gauff comes to the net. Oh, but the half-volley pickup gets away from her. It's into the net from Gauff. Pegula made it difficult to pick that up. 15-30. Serve out wide from Gauff, misses. Second serve, crucial time, and it's to the backhand of Pegula. Cross-court, slice backhand Gauff. Pegula to the net, and that slice backhand coming to the net is into the net. That's a big point right there. You get the feeling for Gauff to win to avoid facing some more break points. Already had to save 2 in her opening service game of this set. As Coco just continues to try to get her feet underneath her. 30 all serve from Gauff. It's into the net. Had she put it in up the tee, which is where she was going, it would have been an easy ace because she disguised the serve well. Pegula was going to the right. Second serve is long, and there is double fault number 6. And here comes another break point for Pegula. Had 2 chances in the opening game of this set to break, did not capitalize. And another missed first serve from Gauff. She powered that one to 123, but long. Second serve is there. It's into the body of Pegula, who scoops it back. Gauff goes cross-court the forehand. Pegula tries to pass her at the net, but Gauff's there to cut off the volley. Goes cross-court for a winner, and she stiff arms another break point away. Bit of a squash shot from Coco that just found the line. Pegula unable to come up with that passing shot winner, and she has hit some passing shot winners today. Gauff serves up the tee and ace. 126 up the tee. Serves out wide, chipped return by Pegula, backpedaling forehand up the line, Gauff. Pegula defends it back, Gauff's at the net, volley is good, but still a lob by Pegula, and Gauff's there for the overhead put away. So Coco Gauff, in her first 2 service games of this second set, she's had to save 3 break points, but she has done so. And we're still on serve here in this second set. Wow. Coco showing the fight that we know that she always will show, especially these matches like this where it doesn't seem as if it's going her way and she's struggling with her game, but she never, ever gives up. What a fighter she has turned out to be. And you have to wonder, when does it start to get into Pegula's head a bit? That she's had these chances to get an early break in this set. Hasn't been able to capitalize. And the more and more that Gauff saves these break points and continues to hold serve, she's just piling up some extra momentum in her corner. Pegula in her 30th Grand Slam appearance, seeking her first ever Wimbledon semifinal appearance. Serving here at the Royal Box Inn, Pegula into the net on the first serve for the number 4 seed from Western New York. Second serve is there. Driven return by Gauff on the backhand. Cross-court the forehand by Pegula. Up the middle from Gauff. Knifed back by Pegula. Driven back by Gauff. Steered cross-court by Pegula. Gauff is there. Off forehand by Pegula. Gauff defends it back. Big angled forehand from Pegula is a winner. We haven't seen a lot of long rallies so far. Pegula certainly doesn't want those. You'd favor Gauff just about against anyone in lengthy rallies. Pegula wants to stay away from those. First serve off the let cord ricochets long from Jessica Pegula. Second serve up the tee. Gauff gets the return back. Forehand deep up the middle. Pegula. Gauff goes right up the middle. Again, a cross-court forehand from Pegula. It's really sharp, and Gauff can't get that back. It's 30-love. It's that forehand that's really been strong for Pegula. She's hit some backhand winners on that wing, but the forehand has really been elite to this point. .30-love serve up the middle. Gauff's chipped return is into the net, and Pegula races out to 40-love. Miss serve wide there. Order of play, by the way, is out for tomorrow. Give you that in a moment. Pegula just touches that second serve in. Big return, Gauff. Slice back by Pegula up the line. Gauff. Oh, and Gauff comes to the net. Pegula with a terrific forehand up the line. Gauff unable to reach back and get it back in play. So it's a hold at love for Pegula. And it's 2 games all in the second set. Marta Koshtuk and Jasmine Paulini will begin play tomorrow on Centre Court with their quarterfinal. At 1:30 local time in London, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Gauff serves. Backhand return is into the net from Pegula. Then it's second on Centre Court tomorrow is Arthur Ferry. What a fairy tale ride it's been for him, taking on Flavio Cabali. Number 1 court tomorrow, Noskova Mertens to start. And then Taylor Fritz on the second match on the number 1 court to play either Zverev or Lehechka. His first serve from Gauff. Second serve from Coco. There to the backhand of Pegula, deep return. Rolled up the middle from Gauff. Oh, and Pegula with a lot of space to work with. Makes a forehand error there. Just talking about how the forehand has been really strong today. That one into the net. And 30 love. Oh, goodness gracious. Gauff, that toss got away from her completely. And instead of catching it and starting again, she hit it and hit it miles too long. Second serve is there. Pegula sharp return, shoveled back by Gauff. Spoon fed up the middle by Pegula. Cross-court forehand Gauff, and that forehand gets away from Pegula. It just drifts long. Love. Gauff serves. Backhand is mishit on the return by Pegula. So Gauff holds to love, and we're still on serve here. 5 holds of serve to start this second set in this quarterfinal. Coco trying to hang on and try to force a third set, which, as we know, she is very comfortable in third sets. Just about an hour into this match. Nothing separating these two in the second set. First set going to Jessica Pegula, 6-4. Into the business end of these championships, with quarterfinal action today and tomorrow. And again, a 4th round match to finish up here on Centre Court. After this Pegula and Gauff match, Yuri Lehechka and Alexander Zverev will finish, as it was suspended last night due to darkness. Zverev is close to the finish line. He's up 2-0. They're at 3-all in the third, with Zverev, the Roland Garros champion, and Yuri Lehechka. Change of ends. And Pegula to serve. Does so to the backhand of Gauff, who has shot that return into the net. Second serve from Jess into the backhand of Gauff. Up the middle off forehand from Pegula. Tried to go back door. Gauff staggered to it. Backhand Pegula. Slice backhand by Gauff. Dug out with a slice of Pegula deep in the ad court corner. Forehand cross by Gauff. Up the middle goes Pegula. Cross court again from Gauff. And Pegula pulls up on the forehand. It's into the net. Gauff nearly lost her footing deep in the ad court corner as we strike the hour mark in this match. Pegula just didn't do enough with that shot immediately after the stumble from Coco. Let on the first serve as you hear. $15-all, first serve still. Pegula whistles that one long. Second serve kicked in, stashed back by Gauff, forehand up the line. Gets Gauff on the run, half volley pickup by Pegula. Gauff racing to it, just can't get there in time at the net. That's well designed by Pegula with that kick slice second serve out wide, pulling Gauff off the court, then went with the forehand up the line, but because of Gauff's great speed and defensive tenacity, was able to get it back. But Pegula with a really in-control drop shot. 30-15, serve up the tee. Gauff lifts it back. Forehand hoisted by Pegula, and then a forehand totally gets away from Gauff, perhaps off the frame of the racket. They're still on serve in the second set on the number one court. Center serving to stay in the second set, 4-5. Center took the first set against Struff, 7-5. Pegula, 40-15. It's an ace up the tee for Pegula, and we're at 3-all here. Servers not blinking here in this second set. And that was Pegula's first ace of this quarterfinal. Serving tremendously well, 64% of her first serves have been in, and she's winning 70% of those first serve points won, but perhaps either equally or even more importantly, she's won 67% of her second serve points, Pegula. That number for Gauff, just 45%. Gauff to serve, middle stages of this second set at the Royal Box End. Misses up the tee at 119. Second serve is there. Pegula gets it back deep with a backhand. Backhand by Gauff. Steered cross-court by Pegula with a forehand. Comes to the net. The backhand cross-court is terrific at the net from Pegula, and she feeds that away for a winner into the ad court corner. Not the easiest shot to come to the net and hit a swinging volley with a against the grain two-handed backhand. Gauff serves in the net. Second serve is there. Pegula, deep return. Gauff defends it back. Pegula, cross-court forehand, big angle. Up the line, the forehand by Gauff finds the net. Oh, she had a chance to pass Pegula. Could not get it over the highest part of the net, and it's love 30. Just a sliver of an opening here for Pegula. Gauff serves out wide. Good serve out wide. Pegula makes the return, but Gauff is there at the net to volley it away. Great time to serve and volley there for Coco. Tremendously placed serve out wide to get Pegula out of the court. Miss serve there up the tee. Second serve is there. Pegula cannot put the return back in play. Off forehand is long, and it's 30-all. Really good response from Coco from love 30. Ace up the tee. Wow. Pegula did have that slight opening at love 30. Gauff has shut the door on that. Third ace of the match at 122 miles an hour. the net here, however. Number 7 seed against the number 4. Second serve is brushed into the backhand of Pegula, off forehand from Gauff, up the line Pegula, forehand off the let cord. Gauff gives Pegula time to line up a forehand right up the middle, and Gauff is there, and that stabbed backhand catches Pegula out, and Gauff holds. Boy, that shot that hit the let cord and held up gave Pegula plenty of time, and all she did with it was hit a backhand up the middle right to Coco. Didn't force her to move at all. And Gauff from love 30 holds for 4-3. With you tomorrow. Of course, we're here with you for the rest of the way here at Wimbledon. As we'll be here with you tomorrow for the match between Marta Kostyuk and Jasmine Paolini. Same time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 1:30 local in London. Kostyuk, who's had such a terrific season, and Paolini, who really hasn't had a good season but has turned it on here on the grass. She's a former finalist here, Paolini. Took out Alex Iala yesterday, did Paolini. Pegula has had her chances to get a break of serve in this set, has not found it yet. Pressure still on her serve as Gauff returns with a looping forehand. Short ball back by Pegula. Cross-court backhand by Gauff. Really good. Pegula up with a lob. Gauff gets underneath it. And the overhead is an easy one. And you do just get the sense that these chances that Pegula's had, but not capitalizing, is going to come back and bite her. Serve up the tee. Gauff able to swirl the return back up the middle from Pegula. Deep backhand by Gauff. Up the line Pegula. Steered back by Gauff. Forehand by Pegula deep. Picked up by Gauff. Squash shot from Pegula. Gauff forced back with a cross-court forehand. And finding the net is Pegula on the forehand. And maybe this is the time where it does come back to bite Pegula. It's love 30. I mean, if it does go to a third set, you'd have to favor Gauff, wouldn't you? All that we've already said about her third set prowess. Not only for her career, but already in this tournament. Missed first serve from Pegula. Gauff has won her last 3 matches to get to this point in 3 sets. Serve out wide. Driven return by Gauff. Picked up by Pegula just inside the baseline. No, it just missed the baseline from Pegula, and it's love 40, and here come the break points. It's a terrific return from Gauff, who's been aggressive on second serve returns today. Break points, a batch of them. And Pegula can't find that first serve, so a chance here on a break point for Gauff to attack. Second serve is missed. And the first break of the second set belongs to Gauff as Pegula plays really a terrible game. And Coco Gauff at 5-3 will serve for the set. First serve into the net from Gauff, who came from a set down in her last match on Sunday to beat Belinda Bencic. Second serve kicked in. Backhand by Pegula on the return. Forehand up the middle from Gauff. Big forehand by Pegula. Gauff unable to stash that back. It's into the net. Again from Coco. 3-set wins over Sierra, Liu, and Bencic back to back to back. second, third, and fourth round here. Only one straight set win that came in the first round against Korpash. Serve up the tee. Blocked back return is off target from Pegula. Last time these two played, they did go 3 sets. In the WTA finals last year, Pegula won at 6-2 in the third. Good serve by Gauff. Comes to the net, serve and volley. Pegula throws up a lob. It's a really good one, and Gauff tries to reverse back to it, but can't. It's a lob winner from Pegula. It's a really good time to serve and volley there from Gauff, but the volley just wasn't particularly great. Hung up for Pegula to get that lob. 15-30, served by Gauff. Return is wild from Pegula as she sticks the backhand wide. Only twice have these two played to a third set. Pegula won both of those. Gauff, another really great serve out wide, and Pegula just unable to finesse it back in play, and Coco Gauff with a set point here. This is most certainly her territory. Oh, it's an ace up the tee to seal it. And we are going the distance on center court. Coco fights back again. A late break to get ahead in the set, and then serves it out beautifully. And we're going the distance on center court. Off to a third set we go between these two top 10 ranked Americans. And what will this third set give us? Neither has ever made a Wimbledon semifinal. Each are now one set away from that breakthrough. Gauff cleaned up the unforced errors in that 17 in the first, just 8 in the second. That's to 9 winners and 8 unforced errors. So really had more polished play. She was terrific at the net. And Coco gonna give us a third set here. And again, you just had the feeling. You really could almost just feel it as it was happening. Pegula had chances very early in that set to get ahead with break points that she was unable to convert, and that really had the feel, made you feel that Coco was eventually going to make her pay for not capitalizing. That's exactly what happened. Able to break for 5-3, serve it out for 6-3, and on to a decisive set we go. Pegula to serve first. Final set on center court. And Pegula with an ace up the tee to start the final set. Serve out wide. Gauff shovels the return off the let court. Pegula still able to pick it up and strike a forehand winner cross court in the deuce court. Serve +1 there from Pegula despite the ricochet off the let cord. To the net goes that first serve from Pegula. Serve to the backhand of Gauff. Nice driven return. Pegula unable to pick that backhand up. Another very aggressive return from Coco Gauff. Of course, we're going to have a new Wimbledon ladies champion, as we know. No former Wimbledon champions left in the draw. Serve up the tee. Gauff makes the return. Forehand from Pegula. Gauff goes up the middle. Big angled backhand by Pegula, and Gauff unable to chip it back. Pegula serves. Forehand reply by Gauff. Cross-court backhand winner from Pegula. So she starts this final set very confidently. Holds easily. We're underway in this final set. This year, in 3-set matches, Pegula has been almost perfect, 12-3. Her 3-set record this year on tour. Gauff, meanwhile, who has the best ever, or has the third best ever winning percentage in 3-set matches in majors for a career. Maybe not the 3-set record that you would initially think of. 14-8 this year in 3-setters. Serves here, Coco. Let on the first serve. Had a decade of different champions on the ladies' side. Wow, second serve ace up the tee from Gauff. Disguised it extremely well where she was going with it. Pegula basically feet stuck in quicksand. Didn't get close to that return. First serve up the tee misses from Coco. But yeah, 9 straight different champions on the ladies' side here at Wimbledon. Second serve to the backhand of Pegula. Backhand launched up the middle from Gauff, then a backhand of Pegula. Gauff knifes it back. Cross-court forehand deep from Pegula. And Gauff unable to scoop it back into play. The last 9 ladies champions here at Wimbledon: Serena Williams, Garbiñe Muguruza, Angelique Kerber, Simona Halep, Ash Barty, Elena Rybakina, Marketa Vondrousova, Barbara Krejcikova, and Iga Swiatek. You did not hear a repeat name in that, and you're not going to this year either. First serve miss from Gauff. Here's her second. Into the forehand of Pegula, drives that return, and Gauff off-footed there. That's the first time we've really seen Pegula go and rifle a second serve return. We've seen Gauff do it all day. But Pegula with a really good return, and it's 15-30. By the way, Sinner and Struff in a tiebreak in the second set over on number 1. 15-30. Gauff up the tee, fires down another ace. I was just thinking, about to say, how many times in the second set did we see Pegula in a return game get to 15-30 or 30-40, but not take advantage? 15-30 there, and Gauff erases it with an ace. Serves to the backhand of Pegula here, chipped return. Gauff off forehand comes to the net. Pegula cross-court backhand, terrific, and Gauff's volley drifts wide. Pegula has done a great job in this match of just firing through Gauff at the net. She's passed her on a handful of occasions, that time making it impossible to control the volley. And a break point for Pegula to take an early lead in the final set. And Gauff can't find the first serve. We'll see if she attacks this second serve like she did a couple of points ago. Gauff serves. Pegula, deep return with the backhand, but it's too deep. She did go for it. Just lands long of the baseline, and Gauff fights off another break point. Now at deuce, serve to the forehand, chipped return. Gauff at the net with a volley. Pegula with a lob. It's not as well struck as the last one that she hit, and Gauff's overhead is put away. Coco the fighter. Coming out swinging here in the third set as well. Serve to the forehand of Pegula, lifted return deep, looped ball back by Gauff, it's short, and Pegula steps to a backhand and strikes it clean up the line for a winner. And I mean put it right on the line. She had a lot of court to work with there. Just a solid backhand in the deuce court results in a winner, but boy, she put it flat on the line. Not a lot of room for error there from Jess. Deuce again, a let on the first serve from Gauff. Kicks it out to the forehand of Pegula, and she rifles the return long. Gauff with another fine, fine serve. Center has taken the second set tiebreak, so is up 2 sets to love on Struff, 7-5, 7-6. Gauff serves. Out wide, chipped return by Pegula, backpedaling off forehand from Gauff. Pegula slices it into the net. Gauff holds. And as she did for a lot of that second set, Gauff able to hold, serve, and fight through. Some shakiness on serve. Pegula not taking advantage of the opportunities gifted to her. As we hit 3 o'clock in London, hour and a half mark just about of the match. Pegula at the Royal Box End serves into the net. Second serve is in. Driven return by Gauff. Going to the back door on an off backhand Pegula. Gauff was able to defend it the back. Then Pegula with that cross-court backhand. Really good angle. And Gauff's defensive backhand is long. Love. Serve up the tee, terrific. Gauff gets it back somehow, though. Short forehand from Pegula, and Gauff's off backhand is a winner into the deuce court corner. It's a great serve by Pegula. Probably was not expecting the return to be nearly that good of quality from Gauff. And off-footed Pegula. Serve out wide, Gauff with a sweeping cross-court return, and Pegula's forehand is long up the middle. Pegula with 2 really good serves back-to-back, but has lost both points as Gauff has really cranked the returns. And now, 15:30. Serve up the tee, chipped return by Gauff. Pegula backpedaling, shovels a backhand. There's the drop shot from Gauff. Pegula gets to it. Gauff with a volley lob. It's going to drop inside the baseline. Pegula backpedals, forehand up the line. Gauff's there, cuts it off with a volley winner, and she's got break points. Real moment in this match. That last point, and now this one to follow. Pegula serves up the tee. Slice back by Gauff. It's short. Pegula backing up the line. Gauff's there. Pegula at the net. And the volley gets away from her. And Gauff has the lead in this decisive set. What a tremendous game played by Coco Gauff. Jessica Pegula with tremendous serves. And Gauff finding some big returns, and Coco gets the opening break of the final set. And she strikes first here in the third, and the 3-set queen is up a break, and now for really the first time in this entire match has a lead. Where is the headspace now for Pegula, who has to really be wondering how that game got away from her, because she was hitting her marks on serve And Gauff found a way to dig deep. Got some tremendous returns. Well, will it be a grandstand finish here, or can Gauff run away with it, going for her 4th straight 3-set win? Both going for their first ever appearance in a semifinal here at Wimbledon. Gauff to serve at the Royal box end. To the backhand of Pegula, blocked return. Cross-court forehand Gauff deep into the deuce court corner. She was coming to the net. Won't have to bother hitting a volley because Pegula can't get it back. Gauff has really found her game now. This is the best that she's played so far today. She saved it for the most important time. Strikes a terrific serve up the tee. Pegula can't find the return. Had far too many unforced errors in that first set. Gauff really cleaned that up in the second, and she has here at the start of the third. Serve up the tee is an ace. Oh boy. She is soaring now. Serve up the tee, guided back by Pegula. Off forehand from Gauff, comes to the net. Pegula, big backhand. Gauff with a volley. Hangs up. Pegula tries to pass her with a backhand up the line. Another volley from Gauff, but Pegula stays composed. Hits a backhand into the deuce court. That's the winner. It's been fascinating to watch Pegula go for tight angles when Gauff is at the net and try to pass her rather than just go into the open court. Gauff serves out wide. Pegula makes the return. Short ball back by Gauff. Drop shot Pegula. She's at the net. Gauff passes her and holds to consolidate the break. Pegula didn't really want to come to the net. She was kind of forced to it on Coco's terms. And Gauff striking that forehand winner. Consolidates the break and leads by 3-1 final set. Pegula serves, must hold now. Scooped return by Gauff. Off forehand Pegula, shoveled back by Gauff. Cross-court backhand Pegula. Gauff staggers to her backhand. Deep by Pegula, steered back by Gauff. Cross-court Pegula. Gauff big forehand off the let court. Pegula's got time to set it up, but then misfires. Forehand into the deuce court, gets away from her. She had plenty of time to set that up off the let court. Right now, Gauff just thinking very clearly, and it doesn't seem as if Pegula is. Pegula serves, backhand return by Gauff. Pegula picks up a forehand, comes to the net, and Gauff's forehand, Pegula let it go, thinking it was going long, and it landed well inside the baseline. And to the point that I just made, Pegula's just not thinking clearly right now. No reason to think that forehand was going long. It landed fully inside the baseline. Love 30. Backhand return by Gauff is into the bottom of the net. And again, Pegula really has no one to blame but herself for this. She had so many opportunities to get ahead early in that second set. Did not capitalize. Allowed Gauff to stay in it. And allowed her to find her game, which eventually she did. And now she's not letting control of this match go. Off forehand return here from Gauff does drift wide as we've hit the 90-minute mark of this quarterfinal. And now Gauff is clearly the better player on court right now. Pegula's level is dipped, and Gauff has really risen to the occasion, as she seemingly always does. Big return by Gauff on the forehand, but it just missed long. Really attacked it. That kicked serve out wide. Pegula with a game point, serves out wide. Gauff's return is blasted with the backhand off target, so Pegula holds. As I said, it was a must hold there for Pegula, and does so. But it's Gauff with the lead by a break. Just past the hour-and-a-half mark of this quarterfinal. Again, the winner will play in the semifinal here on Thursday against whoever wins the other ladies' quarterfinal today between Naomi Osaka and Karolina Muchova. That will be the second match on the number 1 court. Will Osaka and Muchova, the top half of the ladies' draw. One would think that whoever comes out of the top half of the draw will probably be the favorite in the final. But you could really choose any of the 8 ladies remaining to win this thing. Marta Kostyuk, Jasmine Paulini, Linda Noskova, and Elise Mertens, the other 4 on the bottom part of the draw. Gauff to serve after the change of ends. Goes up the tee, and the return back chipped into the net from Pegula. Gauff serves. Backhand return by Pegula was sharp. Backhand by Gauff. Up the line from Pegula. Steered back by Gauff. Stashed cross court by Pegula. Up the middle by Gauff. Stoked on by Jess. Deep forehand from Gauff. It's too deep. These are the last 2 Americans left in the ladies' draw. Gauff serves. It was a good one. Pegula short ball back, and then Gauff steps in to a cross-court backhand winner. Jabs it into the ad court. (30-15). Gauff is in the net on the first serve. Second serve is long. Again, that ball toss just really high. Had a lot of double faults early. Hadn't seen a lot lately, but that is her 7th of this match. 30-0. Serve slugged back by Pegula deep. Defended back by Gauff. Cross-court backhand Pegula. Gauff steers it back up the middle from Pegula. Backhand by Gauff. Lifted up the line by Pegula. Looped forehand by Gauff. Deep from Pegula. Short ball from Gauff. And Pegula gets to a cross-court forehand. Gauff is still there. Now finds an angle on the forehand. Gauff. Sharp-angled forehand by Pegula. Straightened up the line by Gauff. Cross-court backhand Pegula. Drop shot from Gauff. Can Pegula get to it? She cannot! Both ladies. It was real haymaker after haymaker, but the drop shot from Gauff was well hit, well timed, and Pegula deep into a point where she was running all over the place, could not get to it. Gauff up the tee, serves. Pegula makes the return. Backhand up the middle by Gauff. Pegula with a backhand straight up the middle. Now goes with a big forehand. Gauff defends it back. Pegula steps into a cross-court forehand. Gauff is still there. Cross-court from Pegula again. Short from Gauff. Backhand up the middle, Pegula. Off backhand from Gauff. As they trade blows yet again, Gauff's forehand loops long here. Saved about the 2 longest rallies of the match for back-to-back points. Both gasping for air here. But these are huge points upcoming. Gauff serves. Pegula squibs the return back with an off backhand. Gauff with a short ball back up the middle. A backhand by Pegula. She's at the net. Hits a volley winner. A lot of break point chances in the last set and a half for Pegula that she hasn't capitalized on. Can she do it this time? Gauff serves, shuffleboarded back by Pegula. Into the net goes Gauff, and Pegula breaks back. And this decisive set is back on serve. Boy, the way things were going, I think you would have had the feeling that Gauff may have soared to a straightforward third set win. Pegula gets the break back, and what great game she played right there. That's the best game she's played in a long while. Now we're dead even again. Pegula at the royal box end, serves up the tee and misses. Second serve is in, speared back by Gauff on a very good sharp forehand, and the off forehand reply from Pegula is wide. Pegula serves deep, threaded back by Gauff. Cross-court backhand Pegula, backpedals back to the baseline as Gauff hits a forehand up the middle. Now Pegula strokes one herself, straight up the middle they play. Now an off forehand from Pegula, slice backhand up the line, carried deep from Gauff. Now she goes up the line of forehand, puts Pegula all the way back. Gauff off forehand with Pegula deep. She hits it right to her. Pegula up with a lob, and it lands long. Just like that. After losing her serve for the first time since the first set, Gauff has love 30. Pegula serves up the tee. Gauff able to make the return. Forehand up the middle from Pegula. Two-fisted off backhand Gauff. Pegula yanks it long, and Gauff is going to have a whole batch of break points again to reclaim her lead. Pegula needs a big serve, comes up with one out wide, but it's charged back by Gauff, and the forehand is into the net from Pegula, and oh my goodness, Gauff reclaims the lead with a break to love. What a major letdown for Jess Pegula, as Coco just stays on a flat line emotionally and steals the lead right back. There is just something mentally. Coco Gauff just does not lose third sets, and especially not in majors. We get towards the end of this quarterfinal. Want to remind you, if you are new to the channel, you like what you see, you like what you've heard, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified when we go live. We're here, of course, with you for the rest of the week with our match of the day coverage here from Wimbledon, taking you all the way through to the ladies' final on Saturday, the gentlemen's final on Sunday. World Cup action continues on the channel. Just a couple of hours, Argentina and Egypt from Atlanta, noon Eastern time, followed by Switzerland and Colombia as Gauff serves up a break again in this final set. Missed the first serve. Finish line is right in front of her here. Serves to the forehand of Pegula. Looped return off backhand by Gauff. Speared on back by Pegula. Harpooned cross court by Gauff. Now a forehand up the middle from Pegula. Right up the middle goes Gauff with the backhand. Pegula goes backhand as well. Off forehand from Gauff. Steered back by Pegula. Up the middle goes Gauff and deep. And Pegula stakes that backhand into the net. Talked about how Gauff has really cleaned up the unforced errors. She had 17 unforced in the first set to just 6 winners. That unforced error number dropped from 17 to 8 in the second set. Serves here to the forehand reply of Pegula. Cross-court forehand from Gauff. Up the middle, Pegula. Gauff lifts it back. Hoisted cross-court by Pegula. Up the middle, Gauff. Up the line, a forehand there from Pegula. And Gauff just has to lift it back defensively. And it lands long. Coco Gauff searching for her first semifinal at Wimbledon, her 6th career major semifinal if she can get to the finish line here. Serves out wide. Pegula smacks the return with the forehand. Short ball by Gauff. Cross-court backhand, really good from Pegula. Oh. It's a great return, and it set up an opportunity to hammer that backhand cross into the ad court, which she did. Gauff serves out wide. Pegula tries to get the return back, but it's short of the net. Again, Gauff really disguising these serves well. Pegula had no idea which way she was going that time. Gauff at the royal box end. Furthest away from us as we look at it. First serve is in the net. Second serve is there. Driven return by Pegula. Muscled cross-court by Gauff at a big angle. And Pegula's sprinting forehand is into the net. And Gauff has a game point to consolidate the break and get within a game of the finish line. Huge game point. Gauff serves in the net. Second serve is there. The retrieved by Pegula. Cross-court with a backhand. Gauff defending. Sprinting side to side. Pegula. Forehand comes to the net. Up the line. Gauff half volley pickup. Pegula. Gauff is there. Sliced up the line. Pegula backpedals. Up with a lob. Gauff backpedals to the baseline. Has to hit an off forehand. Back to a baseline rally. Drop shot by Gauff. Pegula cross-court forehand. Oh my goodness. It's just wide. And Gauff consolidates the break. One of the best points we've seen in this match comes at one of the biggest times. And now, Jessica Pegula serves to stay in the championships. From the near end, she serves. Misses out wide. Second serve there. Gauff whips a return, and it goes wide. High drama. As Pegula serves up the tee, speared back by Gauff. Cross-court backhand, Pegula, big angle. Gauff is there up the line. Again going cross-court was Pegula, forcing Gauff to go side to side, and her sprinting forehand is into the net. Pegula serves out wide. Just missed. Second serve is there, careened back by Gauff, lifted up the middle by Pegula. A straight up the middle rally, and then a deep forehand from Pegula. Goes too deep. Just misses the baseline. (30-15). Pegula rather misses that first serve as it goes too deep. Second serve is there, swatted back by Gauff with great intent with the backhand, and it was right on the laces of Pegula, whose forehand is stashed into the net. Coco Gauff, 2 points away potentially. Pegula serves up the tee, directed back by Gauff. Backpedaling cross-court forehand by Pegula. Forehand cross Gauff, picked up the line. Pegula misses. Forehand gets away. And Coco Gauff with a match point to do it yet again. To come and win a fourth consecutive three-set match. Pegula serves to the forehand of Gauff. Hoisted return. Pegula steps into a backhand up the middle. Gauff goes deep. Off backhand from Pegula. Lifted up the line by Gauff. Cross-court backhand. Pegula's into the net. And it's over. And Coco is still the comeback queen. Coco Gauff climbs into her first ever Wimbledon semifinal. She comes from a set down and wins her fourth consecutive three-set match. As the All-American duel goes the way of Coco. Another shaky start, but she gained her footing, and for the first time ever, into a semifinal at Wimbledon. And this will go down as a very stinging, heartbreaking loss for Jessica Pegula. Up a set, and so many opportunities in this in the second set to get up a set and a break and put real scoreboard pressure on Coco. All of those opportunities missed. And it comes back to bite. The number 4 seed bows out. And Coco Gauff advances into the Final Four at Wimbledon. As we talked about, we've got a really interesting quarterfinal field here. Gauff the first to make the semis. She'll play either Naomi Osaka or Karolina Muchova in the semifinals. Those two play later today on the number 1 court, Osaka and Muchova. Then in the bottom half with Kostyuk and Paolini and Noskova and Mertens. Gauff just gathering all of her equipment at her chair, and then we'll hear from Coco before we sign off here on USN. If you're listening on JB Sport, obviously coverage continues all day long. with the next matchup here on Centre Court being the continuation of the match between Alex Zverev and Yuri Lehechka. As let's hear from Coco Gauff into her first ever Wimbledon semifinal.
From Rishi Prasad.
Coco, many congratulations on a fabulous win. Can you start with your reaction to making it through to the semi-finals at Wimbledon
for
the first time?
Gosh. Honestly, pretty insane, honestly, considering how I hadn't won a match on grass in 2 years before this tournament. So I'm definitely just really happy with how I played today. Jess is an incredible opponent and person, and playing against her is never easy, but I'm just happy to get through this one today.
You say get through this one today after the first set with Jess on top. Just tell me about how you got back into it. You looked like you needed to get that forehand momentum going again. Was that one of the things that helped turn the match around?
Yeah, for sure. I think just, Jess's ball is so flat and low. So I think I just needed to trust that, I can, be in there in the rallies and just play the tennis that I wanted to play. And I think I started to land more first serves in the court. So I think that also helped. And just trusting my shots. I think, in the first set, I think I made a little bit too many errors, rushing out the rallies a little bit too quickly. And then, I don't know, I just felt like the last 2 sets were really great tennis. And I don't know, I've been going 3 sets almost every match. So, I feel like when you have that faith in yourself as a competitor, when the match goes a distance, when you lose 1 set, you're not panicking.
Just tell me, since you came here in 2019, as a youngster, 15 years old, you did so well in your first year. You got to the 4th round. Expectations went through the roof for you, especially here at Wimbledon, because you did so well in the grass. Has it been easy to wear those expectations since then, that every time you come here, people expect you to do really well?
Well, I mean, maybe some people, I think a lot of people had me going out in the 1st or 2nd round in this tournament, to be honest. So I'm just happy to get through the semis. But I don't know. I think after 7 years playing this tournament, it's finally the first time I can walk on Centre Court and I didn't feel nervous. So I don't know if I'm becoming a vet or I don't know. But it is a beautiful court. It's funny, like I was looking, like when they have us waiting over there, I was just like looking at all because it's so beautiful back there, looking at all the decorations and the art pieces. And then I literally had to tell myself to like look at the door so I could focus on the match, because I'm just like, what is that? What is that? What is that? So yeah, I'm just really enjoying the process of being here, playing at Wimbledon. It's so special in front of you guys. It's even more special. So thank you for coming out and supporting us. And yeah, and I know, some of you may wait like many hours to even see us play, sometimes days. So I think I always work hard and try my best on the court, but for me, it makes it gives me a little bit more motivation knowing that so many people put their lives aside to watch me play.
Well, for you, Coco, it is definitely worth the wait. Congratulations on the first semi-final at Wimbledon. Coco Gauff.
That's nice.
She will play either Naomi Osaka or Karolina Muchova, and if it turns out to be a Gauff and Osaka semifinal, it would be a much hyped match between those 2 former Grand Slam champions. So it finishes here on Centre Court, another 3-set win for Coco Gauff. 4 matches in a row. She's won it in 3 sets, 4 of her 5. To reach the semifinals at Wimbledon for the first time. Here on USN, we sign off on JBM and JB Sports. They carry on here on Centre Court with the continuation of Zverev and Lehechka. Zverev is up 2 sets to love, and they're at 3-all in the 3rd set. That match from yesterday to finish here on Centre Court. That's next, and then that'll be followed by Felix Auger-Aliassime taking on Novak Djokovic. That is it for me here today. See you tomorrow on USN as well for Marta Kostyuk and Jasmine Paolini. Coco Gauff comes from behind again and takes it in 3 sets. She's on to the semis here at Wimbledon for the first time. Stay tuned on JB Sports here on USN. Argentina and Egypt starts in an hour and a half with a doubleheader of World Cup action coming your way.